Howdy, heretics. This is my friend Gifford Ivan Cordova, and he is making a new documentary about Jehovah Witnesses for Netflix. And we just want to start out with saying this is not meant to attack the Jehovah Witnesses. Many Jehovah Witnesses feel that people are out to get them. But maybe, Gifford, you can confirm that this is not an attack on the Jehovah Witness.
No, oh my goodness, no. They've been attacked enough. It's a healing experiment that we're doing, and we're calling it the Healing Project. So no, we can't attack Jehovah's Witnesses nor ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, because we got to find a way to talk and communicate with each other. So this is what this is about.
So this will be season 1, will be 10 episodes.
Yes.
And you're interviewing ex-Jehovah Witnesses about how they move on with their life, because leaving Jehovah Witnesses is not easy, because you basically lose your family.
That's right.
So it is an interesting subject on how do you move on after, because normally if you lose your family, you don't lose them all at a time, and if you do lose them all at a time, at least they're kind of dead. So you get
there's a reason.
You go to a funeral and you get closure. While if you're a Jehovah Witness, you have to grieve them even though they're still alive, and you still see them when you go to a supermarket or stuff like that. So it is an interesting concept.
Yeah, and it's so sad. And the angle that I want, I mean, we've seen enough, man. I mean, we could turn on the news in any country, any continent, wherever you go. There's a lot of sad tears out there. There's enough of that. We got plenty. But now this focus is happy tears. Happy tears and closure. And how do we heal? How do we start to heal? What actions need to be taken to heal? And I think the best way to do it is to actually interview people that are living their best life, but also understand. We look at different people get interviewed by TV stations, and they really don't get it completely. They interview, they say, oh, the Jehovah's Witnesses, this and this and this, but they don't get it's very surface, I feel like. And I feel like a lot of things, even with Leah Remine, with her special as well, it was great. I love the fact that she dove in, but there was still as candid as she could relate. But I still feel that the more that we have people talking to people that actually have experienced and can understand, they know exactly what questions to ask, what the other person has gone through. There's an empathy level that is there as well, even bigger, So having people like you and me talking about these things, we're going deeper than the surface. We're going deep, but we're gonna take all that stuff down here, way down here, and we're gonna bring it up and give it some sunshine.
Because Gifford grew up as a Jehovah Witness, which I also did, and I think you were baptized as a child. I was also baptized as a child. Jehovah Witnesses baptized children all the way down to 6 years old. But then you had you went through hell when you left.
That's right.
Can you tell us about how growing up, because you grew up in a Spanish congregation?
Yeah. Well, Spanish. Well, first it was the English, and then by the time I was 10, 11, my father and another brother, Hermano Naples, and another brother started the Spanish book study. This is when the Clintons, Bill and Hillary Clinton, was in office. So the whole thing with NAFTA happened. So all the Mexicans and all of the Spanish people were out of jobs, and they started to cross the border and come to the United States. Well, the society had a great marketing plan. Spanish Kingdom Halls. So it started off with about 15 people at my father's house, and it grew so fast. And I'm still friends with so many of them, because a lot of them are ex-Jehovah's Witnesses now. But it grew so fast, we had to have a quick build. Well, first we started using another Kingdom Hall. So by the time I was 11, 12, we were using another Kingdom Hall, and it grew and it grew. Then it split, and then that congregation split. It just kept going and going and going. But my father, however, and my mom wanted to be extra zealous. And since we had friends in the English congregation, and since we had friends in the Spanish congregation, I had the honor of going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe a play day, Saturday field service, pioneering, Sunday, two meetings on Sunday, 2 meetings.
Yeah. Well, you can never really have too many Watchtower meetings, can you?
You can.
So, due to the exponential growth in the Spanish territory in America, they also started the same in Europe and Scandinavia. So, as a young pioneer, I was asked to go to the Spanish congregation in Trondheim, and I remember I went there and I was really impressed with the people speaking Spanish, because I speak Spanish. But when I learned speaking Spanish quite fast, I spoke better than the other Swedes. And basically, this society, the Jehovah Witnesses, is run like a multi-level marketing organization, printing
That's
company.
right.
So the company that runs Watchtower, Jehovah Witness, called Watchtower. So the Watchtower started a Spanish congregation, and they sent Swedish people there to do it, and they didn't speak Spanish. And we were out in field service. It's what we call when we knock the doors. We were out in field service, and this Swedish guy that almost did not speak Spanish, his subordinate wife spoke quite good Spanish, but he did not. And he would always say that somos los testículos de Jehová. We're Jehovah's testicles.
Yes.
And then he will go on that los testículos de Jehová son los únicos que siguen los conejos de la Biblia.
The only ones.
Sí, aunque somos pescadores imperfectos.
Yeah, de verdad.
So in English, he would say that Jehovah's testicles are the only one that follow the rabbits of the Bible.
Hallelujah.
It was so awkward because the people in Trondheim that spoke Spanish, they were not like people that moved from Mexico to Norway to work and first generation. They were people that came from Chile when it was a dictatorship. So they've been in Norway for 30 years and spoke perfect Norwegian. And then someone knocked at their door, and now I know that it's quite rude to knock at the other person's door and say, your religion is wrong. Now you have to take my religion. That's rude to begin with. But to go and say, hola, soy uno de los testículos de Jehová, your religion is wrong, and I will explain it to you in Spanish, because you're that stupid that I need to explain it to you in Spanish, even if I don't speak Spanish. It was so awkward.
Right. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
but at least I speak Spanish now.
On the back of your neck stand up.
It was so weird.
Yes. Yeah. So I started off there and then kept going, and got baptized when I was 12. I'll tell you what started to do it for me is when at the conventions. I used to love going to the conventions and then volunteering, and I used to love having to make the food and do the sandwiches and take out the trash and anything to get out of the chair. But anyway, I love the conventions. But when they stopped the food serving, now I'm one of those fantasy type kids. Okay. So when I hear paradise, I'm like, yeah, gung ho paradise. Yeah, I'm going to be flying, and it's just going to keep getting better and better. And then the food stopped. And I was back in my chair at the conventions, stuck. And I volunteered for trash as much as possible. I kept that convention clean. But when that stopped, I said in my mind at a young age, something's not right. We're supposed to be going onward. by the next couple of years, we should be in filet mignon at the conventions, you know, and we're getting closer and closer to paradise. And this is Jehovah's organization. We have Jehovah's backing, and things are great, Oh, budget cut. Oh, that.
You know, it wasn't really budget cut. The thing is that they were selling candy and all this with free labor and making a profit that was religion, and therefore basically from what I heard, it's just, you know, the tax thing. They did not have to pay taxes anymore, so that's why they changed it to say that you get the candy but you give a donation.
Wow.
Because same as the literature, I haven't checked this because Watchtower is not 100% transparent, and even if they were, I'm not an accountant. But basically, you know, the reason why the literature was free was because they were running this tax-free printing organization. Jehovah Witnesses had, according to themselves, the biggest printing organization in the world, and they were motivate kids like you and me to go out and push their product. We were not allowed to call it sell the product. We would say we will place this product in exchange for money. Just like McDonald's, they will not sell a hamburger, they will place a hamburger.
Wow. Place your order. Yeah.
It's basically a business. But when they had to start paying taxes on literature, they say, well, the literature is free, but please, we want a donation. And this didn't work in the long run.
Yeah.
So I think it's the same thing with the food, that they had to stop selling food because, you know, they changed it. So you take it and you donate or something like that, and it didn't work.
Oh, man.
People ate too much and donated too little.
Oh, yeah.
I remember in Sweden, so when there was this war in the former Yugoslavia, we had a lot of refugees that came to Sweden.
Yeah.
And it was really fun because I would go to a refugee center and I learned to speak a little Croatian, and I would invite them to the meetings and so on. And we could have like 100 people coming to the meetings. So very quickly we had to start having meetings in Serbo-Croatian language.
Yeah.
So it's like all of a sudden our congregation split to two, one with Swedes and Finns, and then one with non-Jehovah Witnesses, everyone Croatians. But then when we took these people to the convention, and like 100, and they realized candy and ice creams for free, and we said, yes, but you're supposed to donate. It's for free. Yes, but they just raided everything.
That's
they were like eating ice cream with both hands.
If they were to bring that back, I would be at the conventions again. Come on.
Yeah, but those people didn't really get the point that Watchtower, they say it's for free, but it's really not for free.
It's really not, yeah.
So they actually had to close the candy store because of the growth.
That's messed up. Well, I mean, there was my path down leaving Jehovah's Witnesses because of the food.
Yeah. So if you've never been a Jehovah Witness, I can tell you that Jehovah Witnesses don't want people to be very much educated. You should wait for Armageddon and do a menial job. What was your career advice from your parents?
Was
there something you wanted to do that you were not supposed to do, and something they told you to do instead?
Yeah, constantly. Even when I was in school, all the coaches wanted me, for instance. I wanted to be in sports. I was supposed to be a running back or a wide receiver. But yeah, I did get held back a lot because there was a lot of missed opportunities. As a matter of fact, I went and got my GED. I didn't complete high school because
what's a GED?
General Education Diploma. So a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses here in the United States, if you're homeschooled, you can either stay in for 12 years or you can get homeschooled and test out of school. So you can do that with a GED. So I went to test out because I was like, why am I in high school when I'm not allowed to do anything. I'm not allowed to play sports. I'm not allowed to be in the marching band. I'm not allowed to do anything. Even the cheerleading team wanted me because I tumble. I taught myself gymnastics, and I wanted to do that too. Couldn't do that. So I opted myself out of school and got my GED and started my life at a young age. I started my life at 17 out of my parents' house. Yeah.
Window cleaner or cleaning something else?
Carpet cleaning, pressure washing, window cleaning.
Go window cleaners. I have my own window cleaning business.
Yes. That's
it's
cool.
it's a great job for apostasy and pioneering.
Yeah. And then after that, I started working at the airport. Got a job as a baggage handler. My best friend Vernon at the time. He's my Jehovah's Witness friend growing up. There's a story on YouTube on that.
Yes, because I've seen it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Should I tell it?
What?
I can tell it. I can probably tell it better than
you. Go for it. Go for it.
So you and your Jehovah Witness brother, friend, you were working handling baggage, and you were playing the piano
on my lunch
grand piano, a duet, your own symphony, basically.
That's right.
Which is pretty cool. Most Jehovah Witnesses can't write a symphony, but you did. And you were playing, and that's how you were discovered.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. I don't know if you know Lou Rawls. You will never find. Dun, 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 dun. You're gonna miss my lovin', miss my love. I'll sing you this song. It's a oldie. It's an oldie. But I went on tour with him. He first the newspaper did a story. Then after the newspaper, the TV stations jumped in. Lou Rawls heard about me. Then took me on tour with him. I mean, it was like it happened so fast. It was like within 2 months of me being discovered, I was already on the tour bus. Gone. Had to try symphony and everything. What's that?
Just one question. How did the congregation react to that? Because there are different, there are nice congregations, there are cool congregations, and my impression is that Latino congregations are way better than Caucasian congregations. When it comes to dancing and singing and skipping and jumping, is everything.
Yeah.
But still, what did they say? Because you're not supposed to seek glory for yourself.
That's right. Well, it was a two-way street. It was a double-edged sword because on one side, they were like, "Oh my God, we know him. We know him. Yeah, and he's a Jehovah's Witness too, by the way." No. But then I got offered to do the Super Bowl. This was the first big thing that happened in my music career. They were gonna have me go and play dueling pianos with Vernon, my friend, and they were gonna have us play with the symphony. We were gonna be part of the halftime show. We were gonna start off with the national anthem at the beginning of the show, and then be part of the halftime show. But they said that they have to have both of us because right now they're selling the story of both of us. And a month before the Super Bowl, Vernon backed out, had his mom and dad help him out, wrote this letter without me knowing. It said that, Jehovah, there's no patriotism right here on this land, but they wrote a letter, and it almost hit the news that we were against America, and we had to fight that. And that was the first instance I had where the society tried to put their 2 cents into my music career. I wasn't allowed with my parents also because my parents tried to have full control, even though I had a music manager, I had 8 booking agents. I had the whole 9. But my music manager...
Were you 18 at the time?
I was 18. I was 19. By the Super Bowl point, I was 21. But that's how much control they have.
Yeah.
I mean, it took me years to get away from that control. That's one of the reasons why I went on my backpack. I literally said, screw it. I'm out. I'm just gonna let the world crumble without me.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had control. It was another time with we were doing a Christmas special on NBC Live.
I can just tell the viewers, if someone haven't been a Jehovah Witness, that Jehovah Witness is kind of very controlling, social control. There's a lot of stuff you can do, a lot of stuff you can't do, and you're not allowed to go to war. This include singing the national anthem.
Yes.
So singing the national anthem is in the same category as serving in the army.
Yeah.
Which sounds weird. And it also, I just want to show, because from my perspective, I live in Norway, and okay, so Jehovah Witnesses, no offense, but it's kind of an American religion, and the Holy Spirit sees everything from an American's perspective.
Oh wow, yeah.
So if you're a pacifist, which Watchtower are, kind of, and they grew up with an American national anthem, that's kind of well, it kind of condones violence. It's there's like things flying and
bombs and
blowing up and stuff like that.
So
from Watchtower's perspective, it makes sense to say that we don't sing the national anthem. But in the rest of the planet, it's not like automatically that the national anthem emphasize like we are a superior nation or we endorse violence. Like, okay, so the Norwegian national anthem, I live in Norway, mention violence in a good way, like fight for our country. But like in Sweden, where I come from, it doesn't even mention Sweden. It's just a love letter to Scandinavia, which include 5 nations.
Wow.
And if you see if you see the Finnish national anthem, okay, I don't speak Finnish, but basically it kind of fun. It says that our country is poor and hard to live in, and most people would prefer to leave.
Wow.
That's kind of what it says. But the Holy Spirit obviously lives in New York and sees things from an American perspective. So that's why they have a total ban on singing the national anthem without never checking what actually in the national anthem. In some countries, the national anthem focus on peace and friendship and nothing else.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, you just educated me. I like that.
Our beautiful nature, our beautiful creation, the country we're living, the forests, the lakes, the fjords. Some national anthem focus on only beautiful stuff, and still we're not allowed to sing it.
Wow. So, can you sing yours?
Huh?
Can you sing yours?
The Swedish one?
Yeah.
Du gamla, du fria, du fjällhöga nord. Bla, ba, 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 ba. I don't know the lyrics because I grew up with Jehovah Witness, so I'm not allowed to sing it.
Hey, send an ovation. I love it. Send an ovation. There you go.
No, but even I know that Super Bowl is a big thing. So I imagine you were you were discovered on an airport. So it's kind of a fun thing to take the same guys from an airport straight to Super Bowl. It's kind of a good thing.
Yeah.
And obviously, it is a good career move.
They were trying to launch my career fast. I was supposed to be on Letterman, okay, and that got canceled because of the football thing.
Yeah. So the reason why I like to stress this is because as a Jehovah Witness, I know how Jehovah Witness think, and I think like, well, this is Jehovah's principle. Jehovah know that blah 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 blah. So they can't really see any other perspective. But okay, let's say the national anthem is kind of a bit violent or anything like that, and that is a bad thing. But it's also a bad thing to stab your friend in the back and potentially destroy his career. That's also a bad thing. Yes. It's not like being like celebrating Christmas is the only bad thing. There are other things that are also bad, like abandoning your family or abandoning your friend or destroy a friend's career.
Yeah.
So they have a very limited worldview. So when someone gets disfellowshipped and everyone turned their back, the witnesses think they do the right thing. My parents will never ever meet me again, and they believe that they are the victim and that they are doing a nice thing. While in fact, I would strongly disagree.
Yeah. Me too. And it's so bitter. It's sweet, and at the fact that we do literally have our family still here, and we can't even communicate with them. Now, I will say that I've had my sister just recently reach out to me, and a couple other family members that are Jehovah's Witnesses. But right now, they're part of the healing process. So I'm waiting for my right time to talk to them because I know why they're calling me right now, because they know that I'm up to something.
Can I just tell you a career advice I got from my parents? They said, you can work as a window cleaner 1 day a week and survive as a pioneer. That's very little work, 1 day a week as a cleaner. And then you can give all your time to push the Watchtower product. It's a multi-level marketing printing company. So back then it was like pushing paper.
Yes.
Without being paid. So working 1 day a week, that was the career advice. But it got better than that. My mother actually said, and I'm not kidding, she said, you actually don't have to work as much as 1 day a week, because most of the time when people are not home, you can take food from the bird feeder. People leave food for the birds.
That's right.
And that was literally a career advice from my mother, that I should work less than 1 day a week. And so I would go from door to door and I would take food. There are nuts and whatever. Breadcrumbs.
Our brains.
Because in the Jehovah Witness religion, it's all about how much can you give to Watchtower.
That's right.
How much can you give to Watchtower? And my dream as a kid, because everyone dreams about being a superhero, my dream was to be on the brink of starvation while pioneering.
Wow, yeah.
So I kept nothing for myself and just gave to Watchtower, because the only way you can deserve to be loved is if you give everything. Because we were told growing up, sorry, I'm talking about me now, but I'm a little bit emotional here, because I was always told by my parents that we love you as long as you're one of Jehovah Witness. And if you look at the Jehovah Witness propaganda for children now, if you look at the Colibans, if you've never been a Jehovah Witness, I would recommend you go and search Obey Jehovah, and you get a short propaganda video for children, how they manipulate children. And when the kid eventually throw away their toy, because the toy is possessed by Satan and Jehovah don't like the toy, they say, what do you want to do? Then they play a song, listen, obey, and be blessed. And the kid throw away the toy. And then the mother said,
Caleb.
Yeah, but she said, Jehovah loves you very much for obeying.
What if you disobey Jehovah and play with toys he doesn't like? Do you think Jehovah will be happy or sad?
Sad.
Yeah. Do you want Jehovah to be sad?
No. I don't want Jehovah to be sad with me.
No, I don't want Jehovah to be sad with you either. So what do you think you should do with this toy? Caleb, I am so proud of you. You made Mommy very happy. And you know who else is happy?
Jehovah.
Yes. Jehovah loves you very much for obeying. Jehovah loves you very much for obeying.
Jehovah loves you very much for obeying.
Yeah.
And when you tell children that our love is depending on this, you get children that perform. I do this because I want to be loved. And my way, the way that I really just thought only way for me to be loved was if I gave everything to Watchtower, like to the brink of being on the brink of starvation. Like not working at all, eating bird food.
Yeah.
And I remember my mother were telling us a story, and I wanted to be him. There was a pioneer. He was almost not, probably a true story. He was almost not working, and when he was leading the Watchtower study, the whole congregation could hear his stomach because he was so hungry. But he was always having a clean white shirt. So the moral of this story was that he was giving so much to Watchtower that he couldn't afford food, but a little money ahead he spent on having a nice shirt so that Watchtower would look good.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was my hero as a kid. I wanted to be like him.
Wow. Yeah. I wanted to go to Bethel.
You wanted?
I really wanted to go to Bethel when I was younger. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to be a Bethelite. Because they were the superheroes. I wanted to be a superhero too. So when I was younger, I thought Bethel, going to Bethel would make me Superman or something,
Yeah. I never been afraid of Armageddon because I just assumed I would die. I was afraid of Bethel. It was my nightmare always.
Really? Oh, yeah. Wow. Bethel was like, I don't know, going to the Batcave for me.
Yeah. So when I was old enough, I applied to. Did you ever apply to Bethel?
Oh no.
Yeah. So I applied to Bethel, and when you're Jehovah Witness, you write in this application. You actually believe you're writing to God. So it's kind of weird. Why would I write this since He knows everything already? And you have to tell them about how if you masturbate. And all these things, and obviously you can't lie to Jehovah. You have to tell him how often you masturbate, and then the next question was, if you ever feel gay, like do you have homosexual tendencies? And first I got this kind of self-righteous feeling.
Did they actually ask that?
Huh?
They actually asked that?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So my first reaction was like self-righteous. No, I would. But that just lasted 1 second, because then I realized I'm a masturbator. That's a sin. And homosexuality is also, according to them, a sin. So I'm not better than them. And then I also instantly realized that I didn't choose that. They didn't choose that.
Wow.
But then I also realized if this was to Jehovah, if I were homosexual, he would have known. So this letter is not written to Jehovah. This letter is written to human beings.
That's right.
So why would I apply to Bethel if Jehovah wants me to go to Bethel?
He would provide.
I will go there anyway. I don't need to apply.
That's right. Logic.
I don't have to apply to Bethel for Jehovah to send me to Bethel. And actually, now comes the creepy part. I've been to 5 Bethels.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
So I've been to more Bethel than anyone else, but I didn't really apply.
Goodness gracious. Yeah. Yeah.
I never been a Bethelite. Jehovah Witnesses have a very hierarchy, like the Catholics. Like you have this and this and this and this and this. Yes. And they claim they don't, but
oh, they do.
Oh, they do. So I have been on 5 Bethels. And if I tell a Jehovah Witness that I've been a Bethelite, that I have been a Bethel, they will say, were you a Bethelite? No, I was working at Bethel. Hey. Well, you didn't have the status as a Bethelite, and then it doesn't count.
Wow.
Yeah. So it is very much about status.
That's right.
I've been to 5 Bethels, and that makes people jealous. And the Bethelites that haven't been on 5 Bethels, because most of them haven't, they will directly point out that you are not a real Bethelite. So you're a nobody. You're a sheet metal worker.
That was prevalent in the congregation. Yes, I mean, who's holding the mics? I mean, ooh.
Did you have microphone privilege?
I had microphone. I had the platform. I had but I was the worst guy for the mic because I was making people laugh too much. I would do stuff or even if I was sitting down, and the mic guys, you know, they would come up and they would hand me the mic. And then after I would give my comment, the brother would say, Sister so-and-so, Sister Hollis. And I knew he had to get to Sister Hollis. So as a joke, I would just hold on to the mic as long as possible. We would play tug of war with the mic and he would try not to laugh and I'm holding on to it and he's trying to get there. And I'm like, okay, I'll let it go.
Just to the viewers, if someone don't know, Jehovah Witnesses, when they're meeting a sermon, it's like they read from Watchtower and then you have to repeat what's in the paragraph.
What is it? Yeah.
It's kind of like just regurgitating. It's actually kind of brainwashing. But so the young boys are allowed to walk back and forth with microphones, and that's really cool when you're 12. So instead of just sitting and boring, you're allowed to hand a microphone. How old were you when you got the privilege of carrying the microphone?
About 12. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's also confusing because you have to go walk around and you believe that everyone's watching. When you're 12, you're 12. You believe everyone's looking at you.
Yeah.
And you believe that God can read your mind.
Yeah.
And then you have to put the microphone like this for everyone.
Right.
And that means the sisters, you know, they look like this. And you have to hold something like this. That is so confusing when you're 12 years old and God Almighty is reading your mind and condemning you while talking for myself. You know, I'm 13 years old in the middle of the Kingdom Hall. God's reading my mind. Everyone's looking at me. I'm looking at the boobs. And I think, no, thank God I put on 2 pair of underwears.
Right? Oh, man. Yep. Better buckle up that 3-piece there.
Yeah, you had to have 2 pair of briefs in the Kingdom Hall when you were in microphone duty as a 13-year-old.
oh, the girls in my hall. Oh man. If y'all watching this now, y'all remember, right?
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about.
The microphone needs to be here.
Yeah.
And you have kind of a rod like this, and you go.
There it is. I was going to ask, did you have the pole or did you have? That's right. We got 50 Shades of Gray happening right here. Yeah. Well, my recommendation for anybody who wants to join the Jehovah's Witness religion, grab your logic, put it all in a bucket, walk to the end of a pier, and drop it in the ocean.
Yeah.
Just watch it sink away.
Yeah, but just to stress this, Jehovah Witness as individual, they are nice people.
Oh, so, 100%. But I didn't have I had logic, but there was something suppressing it. You know, I'm a good guy. You're a good guy. So any Jehovah's Witness watching this right now, you're good.
Yeah.
But it's just something that is twisting things up a little bit.
It is a fascinating culture. So so Jehovah Witnesses, they're not allowed to celebrate any holidays.
No,
like Christmas.
I'm still having a hard time remembering my birthday.
Yeah. And sometimes they have a good explanation like Christmas and what do you call the candy thing? Halloween. Christmas and Halloween.
Yeah.
Then they have kind of a good explanation, but they're also not allowed to celebrate Mother's Day or Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And I think this is only just to make sure that you're not allowed to spend time with your worldly family to separate you, because cults, either they find a place in the jungle where you can stay, or you have to put them in a mental and social prison. Like we only hang out with this group. So you have all the meetings where you go to Jehovah Witness meeting, Jehovah Witness meeting, Jehovah Witness friend, Jehovah Witness meeting.
Yep.
And a cleaning job where you work alone, and no holidays with normal people like your worldly family. So I would say that all these bans on traditions are not from the Bible, with maybe the exception of Christmas and Halloween, but it's to isolate people.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And that's the only way, because I mean, just I know that I know for a fact if I was allowed to hang out with my friends from elementary school, I would definitely have gotten out of the religion a lot faster because it wouldn't make sense. They have to keep you there, so it does make sense, even though it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. Yeah.
Because you told we actually did this interview earlier, and it was a great interview. We had a better internet connection and everything, but
Yeah.
I forgot to push the
Hit
record button.
record.
So this is the second time.
That was so funny.
But man, you told me about you also got to do a holiday special with your Jehovah Witness band. So it was the piano guy and synthesizer, and obviously that's a good thing for your career. Tell us.
PTSD kicking in now. Yeah, this was before my backpack. About maybe 3 years before I went on my backpack, and we had a NBC, which NBC is one of the networks. You have CNN, you have Fox News, you have all this. I don't know what your networks are called there, the major networks, but and they were going to, since NBC discovered me, they were going to do this live big holiday special, but it also had other things involved, but it was in December around Christmas time, so they called it the Christmas special. They were giving awards to people. I had part of the Charlotte Symphony with me, plus my band. Now my band at the time, because I was kind of riding the fence a little bit there, but I was still in. I had 3 Jehovah's Witnesses in my band, and one was the bass player, foundation of music. And another one was the keyboardist, which he would have had like about 5 keyboards in order to to play all the sounds and instruments, the horns, the extra electric piano sounds, just the synth sounds and all that. And then I also had a lead guitarist, and these guys were good, man. I mean, they knew how to jam. One of them actually, before he became a Jehovah's Witness, he actually played keyboards for Wind and Fire. So it's like, these were great musicians, but they were stuck. So I get this gig offer, and we get there, and 2 hours before the show, my phone's ringing off the hook. My guys actually come with their instruments, and then they see the Christmas tree, because it was like an amphitheater, and then there's a field, and then the stage that we were on was actually on a little pond. So, and the whole hill comes down. So 16,000 people, jib arm cameras, the real big cameras like the NFL have, like going like this. I mean, set up everything, food trucks, the whole 9. Everybody's getting ready for the show. And 2 hours before the show, one leaves, says I can't do it. And then the other 2, they stick around for another 30 minutes and say, yep, we can't do it. So evidently they were getting phone calls. So I had to, in 1 hour, restructure the entire show. I had to get the cello to cover part of the bass sounds. I had to play with my left hand and play bass with the celloist to cover all of the lows, and then play with my right hand on the piano. I had to incorporate my rhythm guitarist into a little bit more lead notes. And it was almost a complete disaster. And the whole time that I was performing live, I looked down, and I mean, worst thing I did was bring my phone on the stage. And I looked down. I'm like, I'm already dealing with too much, and you're still calling me. My mom's calling me. My dad's my mom literally sent me a message. I hope nobody's naked back there, but my mom literally sent me a message and said, call me while she's watching me live. Call me right now while she's seeing me play piano live on TV.
Yep. Just short question. The performance, obviously, it's not like you had planned it. Was it a good performance, or? You kind of
we
saved
performed.
it.
We performed at 60 to 70% because the slap bass wasn't there, the lead guitarist wasn't there. I had to do we had to cover for each other, and it was very difficult. I fortunately I remember now he didn't know any of the notes, but one of the guys that were there helping set up had his guitar. It was one of for setting up the whole show. He had his guitar and he came and accompanied us on the opening song, but he didn't even know the notes. He didn't know what to do. I said, just stay here, here, and here. So he helped us with the opening when they said live, blah, 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 blah. That was supposed to be a big banger. There was supposed to be a bass line that went boom. Wasn't there.
Just to get the facts straight, was it called a holiday special or a Christmas special?
Holiday special. No. It was because they had to stop using Christmas.
Yeah.
It was around the time when in the schools they had to say holiday, happy holidays instead of Merry Christmas, because it was too direct towards religion and Christianity.
Yeah. So the thing is, Jehovah Witnesses, we are not supposed to have any fun, basically, but it's very controlling. So if someone decides to have a Christmas tree or anything, it's not optional. You will be punished. Yeah. And even if you don't get disfellowshipped, there's a lot of pressure. So you see, anyone understand to be on this special thing is a good career move.
Yes.
And you're 4 of them, and the pressure is so intense that 3 of them fold. Yes. And Jehovah Witnesses would describe them as faithful. It's a good thing, but I would call them victims of peer pressure. But that's kind of the thing with leading the Jehovah Witness and rebuild everything, and kind of the pain we have to carry is that the Jehovah Witness, the family and all our friends that do this they don't see it like they have done anything wrong.
Yeah.
Because from an outside perspective, if you're 4 guys, you're basically business partners. If you have a band, you're business partners.
That's right.
And you have this deal, and maybe you have probably a written contract with the TV station. And even if it's just verbal, and they have kind of responsibility to you, you're a young man. You have maybe started a family or family provider, or planning to be a family provider, and then just bail on them. That would be, they broke a deal with the TV, broke a deal with you, they stabbed you in the back just because of peer pressure. And this place was actually, the worldly people decided to, let's cater to the crazy people in this nation and call it holiday.
Yeah.
So the worldly people actually went the extra mile to, who do you think they cater to when they call it holiday? Do you think it's the crazy people in Texas, the crazy people in Wisconsin, or the Jehovah Witnesses? When it comes to crazy people, we are here, and people actually cater to us and change stuff like that.
That's right. That's right. So and actually, we still won't like it.
The nation, the United States, USA, United States of America. Basically changed the name of Christmas to cater to some crazy Jewish people, fringe group, and Jehovah Witnesses. I guess that's the only one that would make that demand. And then the witness think, well, this is not enough. We're going to still kill you in Armageddon and destroy Clifford's career. And they don't see that people are actually, if Jehovah Witness watching this, people are actually trying to be nice to you.
Yeah.
People are trying to be nice to you. And Gifford is trying to support his family. And then this peer pressure that actually, that's violation of a contract, because there's one if there would be a principle that you should not celebrate Christmas, that would be one principle, but then you have another principle that you should stand by your word and you can be trusted, and that would actually be more important.
Yes, amen to that. I had that happen a couple of times, even with Vern, who I got discovered with. I had a concert at Blumenthal, that's in Charlotte, North Carolina, and he was supposed to be covering a very heavy string line for me, and it was like the beauty of the actual music I was doing at that show. I even had kids involved and all this stuff, like the music of arts was involved. And then he had a crucial part, and 30 minutes, I'm back. I'm down. I'm backstage, but it's downstairs, and I'm sitting there. Where are you? He was like, I can't do it. I'm like, wait, do you hear the way you're saying you can't do it? Like it's no big deal. But they also have that mentality that if it's not in the organization, it's really not a big deal if you just walk away from it and walk away from people or whatever. So I got sick of the control and I said, screw it. I grabbed my backpack. I was having problems with my family. I was having problems with my ex-wife. Bless her heart. I was having problems with the congregation. I was just having problems with me. I was trying to start loving myself, and then it was already stopped. So I went on a 2.5-year backpack, and that's when everything went. That's when it's almost like when you make that transitional change, and this is a message for Jehovah's Witnesses and ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, and actually for anybody, any situation that you're in, when you make that change, you're going to go through something. Change is not going to come so simple. Your mind and everything. So I got arrested. I got, I had charges pressed against me with my ex-wife, and fighting because we, don't believe the same thing anymore. My ex-wife, she literally said that the elders have more say so than me in my own house. But I went on that 2.5-year backpack because in my mind, I was thinking I could run away from all the issues and I could run away from my problems and it would just disappear. And then I come back into the United States after being in Europe and everything was still here. And I had to deal with a lot of issues. And a lot of those issues that I had to deal with started with me. Started right here with me.
Did you believe in the religion
anymore?
When you went on the backpack?
Yes, I did to a certain degree, but I was going out there to prove it wrong. And I had to see what other people are saying. I had to experience life differently. I felt like that being a Jehovah's Witness, I missed a lot of growing pains, okay, because they want to keep you right here. So I missed a lot of that. And I said to myself, okay, I'm in the music industry. I'm doing this. I don't know much about life, but I'm all over this thing where I'm going to be in the limelight. What do I need to do for myself? And I had to go out there and actually live and feel it, feel life. I wanted to feel it. I wanted to put myself in situations where I'd never been in, and how would I handle it? How would I deal with it? Then meeting new people and getting different. I hung out with monks. I hung out with so many people, well interviewed, and I was on this journey. But it helped me grow because I had to get out of that box that I lived in my whole life, and don't be afraid to do that. I'm so glad I did it. I can look back and I can say, oh my God, I was crazy. But, would I change it? Never. I wouldn't change anything because it made me a fighter.
Yeah, we
it
kind
made
of
me
have
Goatlike. It made me Goatlike.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about that. Maybe you didn't get to play perform at the Super Bowl, but instead you get to be interviewed at Goatlike Personalities YouTube channel.
I'm winning.
Yeah. There's like hundreds of people that perform at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't see this any less or greater. I see it equal because it's such a beautiful part of life, man.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here with you, man. Brothers in arms.
Brothers in arms. Because both of us, me and Gifford, we like human rights. Because talking about ex-Jehovah Witness stuff and what's wrong, it's really difficult because it's like this crazy universe, and you start talking about two witness rules and everything, and the politicians listen, and they are afraid to be perceived as bigots.
Yes.
So you really need good arguments. So let's say people start talking about 6 or 7 and Russell and Freemason. So you see my signs here.
Yeah,
I
I
do a
was
lot
about
of
to ask you about the
protesting.
sign.
So when I protest,
Yes.
so on a low budget, so I have this green, blue, and white color coding. So it's really cheap because this
Yes.
way, when I was on Bethel, we used to make fun of apostates because they were not organized at all, and Watchtowers are very organized. And ex-Jehovah Witnesses don't want to be organized, and they don't want, especially not a male, to tell them what to say. So I came up with this concept of just hashtag all religions must respect human rights. And then
I love that.
when we have a protest, we're standing with this and smiling. That means that no
Yes.
Jehovah Witness child will feel traumatized, because this is not even a statement. This is just a nice thing. And
That's
then
right.
anyone that shows up at my protest, if someone comes and asks, what do you really mean with this? They can turn. And then on the flip side, it's quotation of all the rights of a child that Watchtower violates.
Yes,
So this
that's
way,
beautiful.
people can come to the protest and tell their own story, but to the media and to the public and to politicians, we have the same message, that is human rights. And quite often, the Jehovah Witnesses, they don't think we're apostates, because I always tell them that we are not protesting against the Jehovah Witnesses. We love the Jehovah Witnesses. We're protesting pro the Jehovah Witnesses, because the Jehovah Witnesses are human and they have human rights, and these rights are now violated by Watchtower. We're protesting against Watchtower. And if Watchtower would stop violating human rights, we would stop protesting. I have
That's
nothing
right.
against the freedom of religion.
Yeah.
So this is the European Convention of Human Rights.
I love that
and
blue.
If I split it, it says here, everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. These rights includes freedom to change his religion or belief or freedom. So that means that it would be illegal to punish someone because they want to change religion. Like if I want to become a Jehovah Witness, I cannot be punished for this. If I want to leave the Jehovah Witnesses, I will not be punished for this. And then Jehovah Witnesses always say, you are allowed to leave, but you will be punished. That's not how reality works. That would be like saying, you are allowed to rob the bank, but you will be punished. If you'll be punished, you're not allowed. So the fact that Watchtower arrange a kind of punishment where they keep your family against you,
hostage.
They keep your family hostage. Often your employer will be a Jehovah Witness. You live in the basement of Jehovah Witness. No one can live without love. So when no one can live without love. If I control water and say you only get water if you believe in my God, that's blackmail. And if I say I have your family, you only get your family if you believe, that's some serious blackmail. It is a crime. I actually pressed for charges. It led to nothing. I do a lot of that kind of activism here in Norway.
Awesome.
And most of the times it doesn't lead to anything. But last week I was writing letters to the government for 6 days in a row, because they actually pick up one of my complaints. And it's about how they spy on former members and other people that actually have nothing to do with Jehovah Witnesses. So I have to explain for the government in detail how the Elder Book works, because it's written in the system.
There's another string attached into the rabbit hole. I mean, the Elders Book. Who knows about the Elders Book? I mean, the Elders Book was top secret even in the organization.
And if you think about it, for many reasons, but it's not really fair that it's secret, because let's say that if you're a Jehovah Witness male and you have some problem with your wife or something like that, and you do something stupid, you go to a strip club, and then you tell an elder in confidence that you did this. Well, what you don't know is that if it was a lap dance or something, even if she had a clothes on, but she rubbed herself against your knee or something that would be porneia. Yeah, and that is what they call cheating.
Say that again. 5 times fast. Porneia.
Porneia. But think about that. This means that he will tell the other elders. The elders will have a judicial meeting, and then it says that they will tell your wife that she's free to remarry, but they will not give any more details. So
You're right.
when Jehovah Witnesses say you're free to remarry, that's code for your husband cheated. But you really didn't cheat. You went to a strip club and you told someone in confidence, and you said, for whatever reason, I don't want to tell her now. It doesn't make anything better. But Watchtower, they claim, penitent privilege here in Norway and stuff like that. We can keep our records about, a pedophile record secret because of privilege. While in fact, according to the elders' book, so I had to document this, show them, if a man goes to an elders and confess to going to a strip club, they will tell his wife that he has been cheating. And you cannot ask for your documents to show her that I wasn't cheating. So she will believe the elders.
Yeah, she will.
And then it says, if she choose to divorce you, then the congregation needs to know that she's free to remarry. So, they have this code system of marking talks and all of that. So they will basically have you publicly shamed for cheating on your wife.
Yeah.
So I explained this to the government, and they written to Watchtower different stuff, and they actually state the government did a really good job. So they say it doesn't matter if you use a code system or not. You can't hide behind the code system. If there's a code system, you still have to provide, And when it comes to like my ex-wife, she's a wonderful person. I don't want to say anything bad about her, but she left me, and then she got married to someone else and was disfellowshipped. So then they have a judicial meeting about, are someone free to remarry? So then they will talk about my sexuality, and that was my complaint, that they have, even though I left the religion, they will have a judicial meeting with her talking about whether I had sex with someone, and if she can provide proof that I had sex with someone. And then it says, according to the elders' book, that her file from this judicial meeting will not be deleted if she dies.
What? Wow.
Yeah. So why would her file not be deleted even if she dies? Well, obviously because there's things about me. And also the Bethel file, the Bethel manual that's about the elders' book, it talks about the personal tracker. So there probably a personal tracker that's called Goatlike personality, or my name, Gustafsson. And then there's like links to where they can find the information. And what they're trying to blame the congregations for the legal issues with having an illegal record. So I also have to explain this to them, that Watchtower control who's an elder, they control the real estate, they control the elder's family and tell the elders what to do. And they also tell the elders what to send information from one part to another. So they can't really blame push the legal responsibility down, because if they tell, the Cordova congregation to send a package to the Goatlike congregation, they cannot claim that we are responsible, especially not me, because I just received a package I never asked for.
That's right.
So I've been spending the whole last week doing this. So if anyone watching, I want you just to realize that, well, I don't feel sorry for myself, but people like Cordova and me, we actually put a lot of work into this.
That's right. That's right. I have my staff here right now. We got cameras rolling right now. A lot of work. All day, every day. All the studying involved, all the equipment, all the just the time.
Yeah.
The time. Time to heal. Time to heal, though.
So how many people are working on your team?
Well, let's see. If you include the tune-in tour and the healing project at the same time, that's about 15 people in total. With the healing project is about 7 people out of that. Yeah, altogether.
So there will be 10 episodes. So there's one ex-Jehovah Witness on each episode, or kind of overlapping.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm going to have people from other religions. I'm going to have, see, the focus is, I didn't really want to make it too crazy. I didn't want it to be an attack like we mentioned earlier. But I'm also trying to get other people's perspective of life because it's healing. So we got to have people that are not members, because that were never part of the society, because they can explain more about their life and the way they operate. I'm interviewing this one lady that has never been a Jehovah's Witness, but she has a lot to say, because her best friend, from a perspective of someone that's not a Jehovah's Witness, also growing up wanting a best friend. And because of that best friend's mom and dad, they had to sneak to hang out with each other. Then they got separated. Then she couldn't talk. And this woman was crying about her best friend that is still a Jehovah's Witness. And right now is on the fence, and we're hoping that she comes all the way out so they can continue their relationship that was started when they were in school. So it has to do. Yesterday, I was interviewing the captain of a ship, a fishing boat, and the stuff that he had to say needs to be heard. I'm going to interview a guy named Skippy Wins. He built the Carolina Beach. His family, it goes all the way back to the Civil War. And his family built this whole area. And the stuff that he has to say will tie in. And the way I'm interviewing people is that if you're a Jehovah's Witness or not, the conversation can still be had. And there's always some kind of beauty or some type of healing, some type of advice that someone always has to give. So I'm trying to make it like that. And also with the documentary itself, I want it to be intricate where all ages can watch it. So it's almost like you're watching National Geographic Explorer. You might see me at the zoo doing an interview with a tiger behind me, But I want to keep it so interesting to the point where people are entertained with happy tears. So that's the goal.
Second season, you come to Norway.
Hey, I'm down. That's the plan.
I'll try to line up some interview victims for you.
Yes, that would be great. I see a lot of laughter coming up.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful world. But I always think that we're very privileged to have grown up in a big cult, because that means that I can have so many friends. Like there are probably like millions and millions and millions of Jehovah Witnesses. And I can meet you, and I still see you as my brother, because
that's right.
Why not?
Why not? Yes.
Why would we allow some, let's call them octopope? Why would we allow the octopope to define our relationship?
That's right.
Yeah.
The minute I saw your mustache, I knew we were best friends.
Yeah. If there's some viewers that don't know this, Jehovah Witnesses are not allowed to have facial hair.
Not allowed. Why do you think I got my hair?
Well, actually, they will always say that in some countries you might have it. And whenever they make a man-made rule that's absolutely not in the Bible, actually contradicts the Bible.
Yes.
They will use, but they don't want to own it. They will often use different kind of wording. So they will say, in some countries, but they never say what country it is. It just means not in your country. So,
Jehovah literally says it's cool over there, not cool there. Sorry.
The reason why I mention it is because the Elders book, when it comes to the child protection part from, the kind of Australian Royal Commission stuff, it's written in a code. So because they know these books will end up in court. Even though they're secret, they always get subpoenaed and end up in court. So it's written like frosting on a cake. So it sounds like from outside it read it. So like the first paragraph say, if someone, in some countries, if someone get to know about something, he might be obligated to call the authorities. And that sounds, if you look from a person, that sounds really good, because it's all. But in Jehovah Witness coding system, as soon as they say in some countries, it means probably not where you are.
Yeah.
The elders book is written in Norwegian for the country of Norway. You really don't find any Norwegian minorities anywhere else.
Yes.
So
Wow.
they could have written, in Norway, reporting is mandatory.
I see what you, okay. Yep.
If that's what they meant. But they write,
Wow.
they could write
Oh
someone
my God. It's so
that
many
here.
contradictions. Yeah.
Yeah. So they use this coding system, and then underneath it is quoted Romans 13, 1-4, that says, our obedience is relatively, that we obey Watchtower above the country, or Watchtower's interpretation of the Bible. So the coding, it sounds really good when you read it. Oh, in some countries we should report it to the police, but it actually means don't report it to police, call us first and let us tell you what to do.
That's right. That's right. Oh.
So that's why you need someone to spend all the time to explain to the government what this literature really say, because they are really good at hiding it. Because if you don't understand the Jehovah Witness culture,
word magic.
Yeah, they're really good at that. So, you got a new tour bus?
Not yet. Not yet. We were gonna pick one up this past week, but we gotta wait till next week to get it. So hopefully it'll be Wednesday when we do it and finally get it. Yeah.
Did you get a nickname for it yet?
No, not yet.
You need a nickname.
Not yet.
I was thinking about
we're gonna put the Healing Project on it and have, but no, we haven't named it yet. I'm gonna probably have this guy right here name it.
I think if we call it Spirit Directed, then every time you turn on, if the engine starts, it proves that Jehovah supports the project. If it doesn't start, you can say that a slave is not bigger than its master and will persecute it. Win-win.
Right.
Or my wife came up with this. She's never been a witness, but she came up with it. You can call it the Chariot, because then no one will be running in front of it.
Sealed Chariot. I like it.
Yeah. If our viewers have a better example, write it in the comments.
We need some ideas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we definitely
it's good team building to have nicknames.
Yes. Yes. Like our brothers in arms.
Yeah. Do you have you know what Watchtower would call the bus? They would call it No, because if they call it No, because they could say all the parking signs are a sign from Jehovah.
Yeah.
No parking. Jehovah provides.
I love it. I love it. Well, he's definitely helping me out a little bit now, Yeah. It's exciting to say the least, but a lot of hard work. The way I got where I'm at now is that I started a tree company. I've struggled with building this thing up. It's a lot of work. It's hard work. I climbed trees and climbed every tree I could to get as much money saved up to start buying the equipment, start buying the things that I needed. So that was my adventure for the past couple of years, and just rebuilding my life and going through my healing. So it was a lot of work, and things are finally, I'm starting to get the support. Mm-hmm. and it's a beautiful thing, seeing it happen and seeing it grow, and people saying that this is the time for healing. The victims that, when I come there and we interviewed them, I want to get the victims laughing and happy.
Yeah.
It happened, I know.
You basically lost everything when you left the cult.
Yeah, everything.
So you went backpacking.
Yep. Yeah, backpacking. I went through across the United States. I went into Mexico, and then I went to Europe. Then got back here. Then I ended my backpack.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot.
Time to get back to work. It was time to get back to work. But that's what having a mind like that, growing up with a mind like that. You sometimes we do some desperate. We go through desperate measures in order to get our sanity back.
Yeah. But like when you leave, you go through. I went through hell for years, and I was so suicidal you can't imagine. Like, and you know, you tell the witnesses that you're suicidal, and they just use it against you. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
well, that's because you don't go to the meetings. Or in my case, my poor ex-wife was very sick, and they needed an explanation. And they said he is a psychopath, and he's threatening her to kill himself unless she stops going to the meetings and all this stuff. You know, it's not a loving organization. You know, if someone's suicidal, you should feel sorry for something. You know,
Yeah.
help them. But no,
Just
it's
the
like,
other day, I
this
called
is something
immediately.
we can use against him in the
Yes.
war of information.
Yes, that's right.
Accuse him of being a
Yeah.
psychopath.
They
So
kick
my
you while
plan
you're
was,
down.
because I thought her health was going down. I actually thought she was dying. So I thought I needed a plan, you know, in order not to kill myself. I thought if she dies, instead of shooting myself, I will go to Canada and hitchhike through everything.
Wow.
Just to have something to do.
Wow. Yes.
So
Yeah.
luckily she didn't die, and neither did I. So
Good.
I can just relate to
Yeah.
this hitchhike backpacker thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I called a female the other night, an ex-Jehovah's Witness, and she by her Facebook post on one of the ex-cult sites, I could tell she was in a dark place, and I just we called, and there she was. She answered, and we had a long talk, and now she's happy and she's good. Take a little bit of time for each other. We're all hurting.
Yeah.
we all have pain, you know, and especially the victims that are watching. We know.
Yeah.
We really truly know. But you know what? Let's heal, and let's get this thing going, because you know there's a thing about energy. You give something a negative energy, then it'll always stay negative. If you give it a positive energy, then it'll turn positive. You know, you'll get different results. I had to stop living my life in pain, and then things started to happen. I call it magnetism. When I talk to kids, and I tell kids, you know, about how a magnet works, and how they can be a magnet. You can push someone away just by your energy, or you can bring it in. You can bring happiness into your life.
Yeah.
But sometimes it takes some work. Right now, doing this is taking work, but it's bringing me so much joy, because there is something I'm doing for not just me, but for everyone. And that's my mission. It's just like what you're doing. So it's time to heal, guys. It's really time to heal. Be happy that we're here.
If there's someone watching this that in the process of leaving the Jehovah Witness cult, or probably at this stage you think, well, you can't call it a cult, it's just a terrible religion. You know, it's difficult to leave because you have all these things in your head. One of them is that you should not talk to apostates like me and Gifford, because we're terrible and we're evil, and we want to take you away from the governing bodies and all of this. But you know, there is help, and there's a lot of people that went through the same struggle. You can go to Reddit. There's XJW Reddit or something, and there's a lot of Facebook group where we support each other.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, or you can call, you know, if you're feeling suicidal, please call the suicide line.
Yeah.
When I was suicidal, I actually looked up suicide lines, and I saw it cost like 1 cent a minute, and my pioneer brain kicked in that you can't spend 1 cent. And also, the other thing is that, it's kind of pinpoint the kind of 20 stupid thing I've done in my life. That would be one. But it's also about the control, because you're used to be controlled by everyone. You don't realize it when you're a Jehovah Witness because you're used to use it. But I knew that if I would call a suicide line and paid 1 cent a minute, that would add up to, I don't know, 100 cents or something. And it would be on the telephone bill, and my ex-wife would report me to the elders.
Wow.
So that's why I didn't call.
1 cent to save.
Yeah, but you understand, you get reported for everything.
Oh, yeah.
And the elders are, you know, many elders are nice. I wanted to be an elder when I was a witness, but when they decide to go for you, or, you know, they don't like you or anything, And I was kind of a super witness. I was living in my car preaching. I was actually, before this was a congregation, I was out preaching here. I moved into a territory here, living alone, first witness ever in the area. So I was kind of like a super witness and knew the Bible better than most of the witnesses.
Yeah.
And then I just realized that this is not true. And then they need an explanation that I am a terrible person. So everything that can be used against me, they would. To the extent that when someone's suicidal, they just, oh, look at him, what a terrible person.
Yeah.
And just add it to the pile.
That's right.
That's
right. Yeah, it's sad that people really have to go through that. It's literally getting kicked while you're already on the ground, and it's a sad situation. And that's why we I don't ever want to sound forceful on people, but we got to do our part. And it's not just and when I say, for instance, everybody needs to step up, it's not so much saying step up for me or for Goatlike, but step up for yourself. That's really the message. And if you're a Jehovah's Witness watching this and you're on the fence and you're trying to figure out what to do, well, if you're on the fence and you don't really know which way to go, the best advice I would give you is to literally take little baby steps on enjoying your life. Do something a little bit different. Do something for you. It's okay to do something for you. Have a little bit of self-love. Start there. Just a little bit of self-love. Go spoil yourself. Go indulge in ice cream.
Yeah.
And you can start right there. Ice cream can be your freedom for the day. And there you go. Seriously, this is my protest right here. Just even my hair. That's my protest. That's me protesting, I love it. Yeah. Yes. I love it. I love it. We got to start. We got to head out here soon.
Yeah. So you said you had a GoFundMe. How will that money be spent?
Okay. So the GoFundMe is basically all the money that I put forward. And trying not to go completely broke and bankrupt. I have mouths to feed. I have adults that are not Jehovah's Witnesses, not ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, but they are volunteering. Everybody say, hey. So I have, that's part of my team right there. That's Jen. We call her Genevieve. And she handles, she was talking to you.
Yep.
She set this up with you and me. And I have cameramen. I have editors. I have assistant directors. I have gas to spend. I have the whole country to explore. A little bit of help would go a long way. So the GoFundMe is going towards that. All of the stuff that we need to get this done, that's what it's going for. With or without GoFundMe, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But it's going to show what kind of community we have backing us up and why our passion for wanting this to come out there. If you really want this to come out there, then show some support for the frontliners, and that's what that money is going to go for. Just to make this happen, and it's expensive. The amount of hard drives that I have to buy, one interview in 4K is. I did one interview, one camera angle was 433 gigabytes, one camera angle, and that's so. So I'm constantly, not only while I'm getting content, I'm also losing hard drive space. And then I have to get hard drives in bulk. And then that goes out. And then the production, and then the computers, and then the rendering machines. Yeah. Then the car.
I know about it. But I just think it's fair to mention. So when I post this on YouTube, you can leave a comment with your link to your GoFund.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Page. I will. So if anyone watch this and want to support Cordova, you find a link there.
Awesome.
So
Yeah. And I would love to conversate. Like if my comment that's on there, if anybody wants to say hello, if I have time and I'm in my office, I'll be saying hi.
yeah. So you're going to spend the next month traveling around America talking to crazy people or healing people?
Yep, the rest of the year.
So I think once a month you should come to Goatlike and we
Yes.
make a live stream.
Yes.
And people can hear what's happening.
Yes, that would be
How's
great.
The chariot is doing and all of that.
Yeah, I love it. Our golden chariot.
Yes.
Brothers in arms. We're really excited about coming to your country as well.
Yeah.
I'm very excited because that part, once I'm there with you, that means that we did it.
Yeah, it's like it's difficult to get politicians to listen to you.
Yeah.
I have a good sales pitch and all of that, and it's really good, but still, I'm nobody.
Yeah.
So if I would end up somewhere something you create, you're giving me a great push, and we can help each other. And I like the fact that the apostates were getting better and better organized.
Yeah.
You don't have to be organized to be an apostate. I just have to mention that, because you leave an organization, you hate the word organization, you hate the word of, but actually we have kind of a, I'm not your boss, you're not my boss, but we have this common goal. And that's why I like the hashtag all religions must, because we focus on human rights. And human rights are good. If you're gay, it's included by human rights. If you were molested, it's included by human rights. If you are just not allowed to have your own opinion, that is also included by human rights when you're a child. So it is a good sale. It's an easy sale. And I was having, in 2020, I was planning, because I wanted to do this big, so I was, the goal was to have 12 protests, hashtag all religions must, internationally. Probably 7 or 8 of them would happen, but you get a much bigger punch when you focus on human rights, because the Watchtower cannot portray us as demons.
That's right.
When we're talking about human rights.
Yes.
And also when you do it internationally. And so the plan was 12 in 2020 and 20 in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to put high goals, but you obviously not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but it would be fun. But if we get that going again, and we actually do several human rights protests, I would gladly drag you along.
I love it. No, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Because people get to tell a lot of stories, and we get a push for the. Because when we get that kind of traction, the politicians have to listen to you.
That's right.
And my sell to the politicians right now is that most government, in one way or another, is funding religion, and I'm okay with them doing that. In Norway, the government give the Jehovah Witness annually like $2 million as a gift, as a government funding, and I just say I'm okay with them, give them money, but they have to prove that they don't violate human rights.
Yeah.
So my sell is basically, do you like human rights? Yes. Do you like to keep money? Yes. It's a very easy sell.
It's amazing how complicated, but how simple you made it.
Yeah. It's a beautiful easy sell. And what the government always say, well, we cannot prove that Watchtower is violating human rights. And I say, you're holding the money. That means they have the burden of evidence.
That's right.
And if there's any doubt, the doubt should benefit the children.
Yeah. So
Watchtower or any organization that's cult-like should prove beyond any doubt that this is not a manipulative organization that violates human rights.
Yes.
If they only can prove, if they can't do that, if there's a reasonable doubt, the children should benefit from the doubt. It's not Watchtower that should benefit from the doubt. So it's safe to say I got a lot of enemies, because when the government is handing out bucket with millions of dollars annually, and I say they should stop doing that, I'm not a popular guy in Norway.
Yeah, that's right.
I get a lot of powerful enemies, to say at least.
Oh yeah, they're watching. They're watching you.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello
Now
to
they're
the bad
watching
guys.
us. Now they're watching us. And then this is the thing. It's scary for them.
Yeah.
See, it's very scary, because the angles have changed. And we're getting smarter, like you said, and more organized. And I just see it. There was a charge of anger. Now it's like a charge of healing, the rights and all of that, bringing it all together like this. You can't stop this. It's already going. The engine is cranked. So I'm see, but you are a superhero. Superheroes go against big, you are a superhero. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, but this was fun. I'm really looking forward to seeing this when it comes on. And
Yes.
you ask Jen to call me, and we will schedule a new interview any day that's good for you.
Yep.
And maybe we can do a live stream.
Yeah. Yeah, can't wait. And we'll probably be on another location, so I'll try to have a good camera angle next time.
Yeah.
I have something cool.
That's really good. Okay. So, thank you. Brothers in Arms.
All right, Brothers in Arms. See you soon.
Okay, I end the broadcast now.
Awesome.